Making his way into the ring, Chris, the urban legend, Culley.
There he is, the urban legend, Chris Culley, out of Millennia MMA. You see there, Batiste, Missouri with him. Some of the coolest guys in all of MMA.
You don't see a lot of fights in Southern California without a couple Millennia MMA guys on there.
I've called fights in different states as far east as Florida, and you'll find Millennia guys on it, and as soon as you know that they're there, you're like, all right, we've got some good matchups going on here, regardless of where the other camp was coming from. This fight, our co-main event, the urban legend Chris Culley taking on Steve the Dream Magdaleno. Culley 15-10, Magdaleno 9-3. And still to come, our main event, Jared the Jackhammer Papazian taking on Terry and Flash Ware. You see the tail of the tape here, the Dream Magdaleno out of PKG. Culley, the urban legend, out of Millennia. These last two fights, this co-main and the main event, if this were baseball, this would be the all-star game. These are two very well matched, very high-level fights.
Steve the Dream Magdaleno!
There he is, the Dream Magdaleno. This is a guy whose evolution is the white elephant in the room every time he's there. It's not hidden. We've seen him get better every time he fights.
He's a man on an upswing. I mean, he started out his career, I don't have his record right in front of me, but I believe he started out 6-0, lost 3 fights in a row, and as you can imagine, that's going to really turn your head around and make you think twice about what you're doing. But is now on a 3-0 win streak. He's won 3 fights in a row, all by knockout. Magdaleno was a grappler by trade, so he's really a guy to keep. He's got this turned a lot of heads, got a lot of attention by a lot of large media press this week. Some good stories written about him. MMA Junkie, Gracie Mag, a lot of other places. Got a lot of attention nationally for a regional fight, and that's because he's been so impressive. He gets another knockout tonight, and some very important people will be giving his manager a call.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and express an opinion that both reflects Bamma USA, promoter Brett Roberts, and both of these combatants. This is everything that is right about combat sports and mixed martial arts. Both of these guys are taking a huge risk, fighting the other guy. There is no easy fight to be had. This is one of those matchups you really want to see if you've ever seen them fight before.
Definitely an important career fight for Magdaleno, as I was just talking about. I mean, not just action, but at this co-main event and in the main event, there are big consequences and repercussions for the winners and losers, career-wise. I mean, all these guys want to do is get to the big stage, get the big money fight in front of the big, the promotion with the big TV deal, whoever it may be, climbing up the ladder, advancing your career. And Magdaleno is approaching a crossroads now. Is he going to take that next step and a win tonight? He needs one tonight to take that next step.
Ladies and gentlemen, the co-main event is scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds in the featherweight division. Your judges for this bout, Big John McCarthy, Jackie Dakin, and Mike Beltran. And the man in charge when the bell rings, Michael Bell. Introducing first, fighting out of the way of the blue corner, with an official weight of 143 pounds even, and a professional record of 15 wins, 10 losses, fighting out of Millennia MMA and Bullet Hole MMA, from Victorville, California, Chris, the urban legend, Culley! And now, introducing his opponent, with an official weight of 143 pounds even, and a professional record of 9 wins, 3 losses. Fighting out of PKG in Westwood, California, Steve the Dream Magdaleno! And now to give instructions, referee Michael Bell.
All right, gentlemen, you got your instructions backstage. Defend yourself at all times, obey my commands all times. If you want to touch gloves, do it right now. You're ready at the bell.
Ring announcer Vince Lopez doing a great job building the excitement in this fight, already coming in with huge buildup. I like this fight as much as I dislike it because I don't want to see either one of these guys lose. I'm a fan of both of them, I admit it.
Magdaleno, the right-handed fighter, Culley, the southpaw.
Culley coming from a predominantly striking background, very good striker, has worked extensively on his ground and grappling. He's gotten quite proficient at it.
Well, it's going to be interesting what Magdaleno does here because, like I said, he's a grappler by trade, but he has 3 straight knockout wins so far. He's currently on a 3 knockout win streak. We'll see where he decides to take the fight.
It'll be interesting because he's very well-rounded, and his striking has improved, but again, he's fighting someone whose striking background is stellar. He may get the test and see how well his striking is developed against a guy like Culley.
You see a knee brace or knee pad on Magdaleno's left knee. He had major knee surgery, which was part of that losing streak of his. He's since recovered fully from that, and hence the winning streak that he's on now.
A slow measured pace so far in this fight.
Both fighters tentative.
I'm guessing that comes from the fact that you're looking at 2 educated fighters. They know about each other, they know what they can do, and see right there, calculated, waited for his moment, threw an effective strike, did Culley. Culley in the, I guess it's green, striped and decorated pattern, in the black and white, mostly white, that is, and with the knee brace, of course, the Dream, Steve Magdaleno.
Both exchanging leg kicks back and forth. I'm not sure if there were Magdaleno, feinting a lot, bouncing back and forth. When he was trying to maybe fake a takedown, but both of them tentative to really engage, other than throwing the passing leg kick or head kick. I mean, both these guys are looking to counter.
Any other explanation you would think besides what I'd said, that these guys just are familiar with each other and they know that the mistake could be costly?
Maybe they both want to counter. Maybe they both want to see what the other guy's going to do first. Is the guy going to go for takedowns? Is he going to try to clinch with me? What's he going to do? Which way is he going to circle? Could be a number of things. First punching combination by Magdaleno, nothing lands.
If we still have El Cucuy, Tony Ferguson watching, give us your thoughts going into the next round as this one ends and what you think each guy should do. We would welcome it. Yeah, it is a very measured pace. I have a feeling.
Oh! Straight drops Magdaleno.
I had a feeling. That wasn't the feeling I had, but I thought the fight was going to open up at some point.
That is the perfect punch with a southpaw, or to a southpaw striker, is to throw that left straight right down the middle for the right-handed fighter.
Culley being smart, not getting dragged into a ground fight with the grappler, and Magdaleno being smart by staying down there to clear his head.
He looks like his wits are back about him.
Yeah, but he's making sure he doesn't stand up into another one of those. There's the precision striking of Chris Culley that I was talking about.
Magdaleno back to his feet, but I'll tell you what, that's mixed martial arts. As soon as everything looks tentative and you think they're both kind of lulling each other into nothing, Culley comes down and drops Magdaleno brutally.
Yeah, he's explosive, fast, and precise. Surprised by the moment, not surprised by the ability to do so, watching him. I love that about both these guys, particularly with the striking with Culley. That's what he does. He sits there and he kind of ruminates, he assesses, he watches, and then in an instant he gets to the target when he needs to. And he literally woke the crowd up.
And now Magdaleno is second guessing, when do I come in? Because I just got caught with a huge straight left. Do I come in now, or does he get even more tentative than he was already earlier in the round?
I'm sure, knowing how Magdaleno is both personally and as a fighter, that he had respect for Culley coming in, but I think he found a little bit more.
A knuckle sandwich will do that to a man.
Yeah, indeed. Especially with fast food delivery.
See, again, Culley looking to counter. It works so far. Runs in with a leg kick.
And he feints on the way in, and he's very hard to predict. He doesn't have a rhythm that you can kind of time very easily when he comes in offensively like that.
Yeah, that straight left hand came out of nowhere.
Yeah. He's got a left hand from Narnia.
Very fast leg kick by Culley.
Great opening round. We got flashes of excitement.
At least one. I mean, that round was basically just all Culley's dropping of Magdaleno. Magdaleno very apprehensive to start out. Culley looking to counter. He capitalized one time.
And the gift that keeps on giving, we get to see another round of these guys. I'm checking my phone for El Cucuy messages just in case. We'd love to hear what he thinks. You can see their Twitters right there, at Steve Magdaleno and at Urban Legend 145. Follow both of these guys. I assure you, talking to them both on a personal level outside of the cage, both really, really good ambassadors to the sport, the kind of guys you want representing the sport or anything for that matter. They're both really good guys. You're watching Bamma USA Badbeat number 8. Our co-main event, The Dream, Steve Magdaleno, woken from his dream momentarily by a quick, precise shot from the urban legend Chris Culley. Magdaleno in the white, Culley in the black. Actually, well, the green trim. Second round scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds.
More leg kicks out of both.
I wonder if Magdaleno will go more offensive because reacting off of what Culley did was a little bit tricky, I think. Because sometimes Culley does stuff seizing a moment when he doesn't give you a chance to counter.
Magdaleno punches in, goes for a body lock, looking for the takedown up against the cage.
Now here's his grappling pedigree and the pressure that he usually puts on fighters being imposed on Culley. And while this will be difficult for Culley to contend with, make no mistake about it, he's not unfamiliar. He's seen this before.
At least here Magdaleno doesn't have to worry about the straight left to Culley.
Yeah, which has already been proven to be something to worry about. If you're watching this again from anywhere other than Southern California, if both of these names and these fighters are new and being introduced to you for the first time tonight, you'll remember them after this is over, and you'll understand the appreciation we have for the fact they were willing to fight each other.
Culley doing a good job with his left hand to keep the free right arm of Magdaleno from working strikes or anything. Magdaleno now drops down to a single leg, and again, Culley with the free hand, keeping the right hand of Magdaleno.
And you're looking very poised, too.
Yep. And so what you do here, you just relax. You lean up against the cage, you fight the hands, trying to exert too much energy.
There may have been an earlier version of Chris Culley in his career that might have been more pressured and felt more of the threat of possibly going to the ground because of his stand-up background, but Culley now much more well-rounded and much more comfortable in all aspects of the sport. Now I think it's just a matter of him keeping it where he's maybe more comfortable, but not from a discomfort zone. You see him reacting it there, looking to counter and circle away. And that's something Magdaleno's got to watch for, being countered and then having his target move out of him being able to counter.
I wonder if Magdaleno planned on fighting this way or if getting dropped in the first changed his strategy. Because Culley's always kind of been a counter striker.
Yeah.
Throws, one big shot, head kick, leg kick, straight left, quick jab such as that.
Right, either countering or picking his shots. for when he sees an opening. Yeah, Culley's funny. He'll counter and he'll pick his moments like this and he'll pace himself. But if the fight heats up, he has no problem going with it.
Magdaleno turning up a little bit, dives in for a single, no luck. Now he's on his back. Culley with hammer fist from top. Magdaleno back up to his feet. Really good job by Magdaleno recovering from being on his back, turning it right into offense.
Yeah, he drove right into Culley, through the target almost. Minute and a half left in the second round. So far, we haven't seen Culley have to work off his back on the ground. Not for lack of trying from Magdaleno, but Culley's got a nice sprawl and brawl thing going on.
Like I said, he's doing a good job of using the fence, controlling the right hand of Magdaleno, keeping his hips free of Magdaleno's grip, but not really exerting any offense of his own. And Magdaleno could be still in this round just by being the aggressor.
Just under a minute left in this second round. That knockdown could be one of the biggest factors so far in this fight. Sometimes when guys are so well matched, you see somewhat of a stalemate.
Yeah, good break by the referee. Saw the stalemate. Says nope. Back to the cage. Back to the center of the cage, boys.
You're getting into a striking where Culley is like trying to con a con artist. It might be possible. It's not going to be easy.
Well, Magdaleno's getting away from setting up his shots, and he's shooting just more out of desperation from really far away, head down, really low. Not setting it up, but more a way to get out of the striking battle.
Look at Culley. He looks like he could be standing outside of a tavern somewhere. He's got one arm.
Just lounging. Just lounging about. Just in a cage with a guy who's trying to beat me up. No big deal.
Yeah, he's been there many times before. He's probably been tested more times just in millennia. You're watching Badbeat number 8. We're at the Commerce Casino, Commerce, California. If you don't know where it is, Google it. If you don't know what Google is, I can't help you.
Yahoo it.
Yeah, very good.
You'll find it.
R.J. Clifford and his internet skills. Magdaleno the Dream.
What happens when you Google Google? Does your computer just implode?
We probably lost half our viewers going to do that right now, including me. The urban legend, Chris Culley. These guys have offset each other pretty well, which hinders the excitement level a little bit, but
it's an even match. There's a lot.
For the fireworks, I'm still hoping for.
Magdaleno coming out swinging. Backs up Culley, lands a right hand.
Don't you think both corners at some point have now told them you got to step it up? It's not enough activity out of either guy.
I think, yes, you got to step it up, but it's controlled stepping it up. It's stepping it up smart.
Right, don't get careless.
I mean, stepping it up is what got Magdaleno caught. And his takedowns aren't really getting him, yielding any fruit. But at least he's being the aggressor. I think he could have won that second round just based on being, like I said, the guy pushing the action.
He's pushing it now. I don't have any question that these guys have mutual respect for the other ability.
Well, Culley is so comfortable in there, it's almost a detriment because he's just really showing no urgency. I mean, he's backs up against the cage, and Magdaleno's working for takedowns, but Culley's confident he's not going to get taken down, so he's just kind of lounging. And that could work against him, being so comfortable when it looks like Magdaleno's working and Culley's kind of just defending in his own way and not being active.
Yeah, if these little peppering right hands by Magdaleno are the most striking we see, it will work against him. Magdaleno's starting to annoy him a little bit, and Culley throwing a knee now, and there's another one. I would like to see 5 rounds of these guys because I think the longer they're in there, they're going to go for broke. I'd like to see this fight explode.
Well, it's like certain styles of fights sometimes require, that extra 10 minutes to really figure out who the best fighter is.
Still just under 3 minutes left to go. We're in the 3rd round. 3 5-minute rounds scheduled. So this is the swan song for somebody.
See, if Magdaleno really wants a takedown, he's got to time that straight left because Culley really extends himself when he throws that straight left. That's a good time for Magdaleno to duck underneath it and shoot it when he's off balance. If he can time the lunging strike of Culley.
Nice inside right hand by Magdaleno. He lands. Culley not hurt. Clubbing right hand now by Magdaleno. He's a good striker. Generally, you don't see him swinging the hand like that. Some dirty boxing now. And the Muay Thai fighter in Culley responds.
Maybe Magdaleno's corner told him, hey, even in those clinches, at least be active. Just pepper him with shots. Try to win the rounds. Stay busy in the judge's eyes.
I would consider that good advice.
In really close, lower action rounds, those little punches make a big difference. If they accumulate.
Well, when they become the lion's share of what could be scored in a close fight, then yeah. Magdaleno could literally be peppering his way to winning a round. And a takedown would probably cement it right now.
Really, any offense in this last minute of this fight could win. I mean, first round clearly goes to Culley. Second round was close, but I think Magdaleno did a little bit more. Third round, there's so little happening. This next 54 seconds could decide the winner.
And that's just what we got left. We're under a minute. The final round. Both guys trading shots, but with caution still.
Great jab knee combination by Culley.
That's the Culley we want to see more of. Magdaleno responds now. I think if these guys...
Another jab and a knee.
These guys open up, we would see an all-out war. It's just the question is, I think nobody's wanted to risk opening up. And for good reason.
Well, once Magdaleno got in Culley's face a little bit, Culley started landing. Now Culley with the body lock.
That's what I told you about Culley before. If you excite him, if you make him fight, he is in there. He's been able to be comfortable for a lot of this fight, like you said. I think that's part of it.
Oh, and it drops it again!
Culley lands a kick and celebrates. That might make the difference.
That might have done it. That one kick in the final second may have won Culley that fight. That round was so close. That one, another knockdown. He knocked him down in the first. Knocked down Magdaleno again in the third. I don't know if I like Culley pointing to the sky instead of pouncing on his felled opponent, but I think he knew. I think he knew that might have sealed the deal for him.
We watched the ending right here. There it was. And that would, I think, I'm not sure if his hand touched the canvas, but I know that could count as a knockdown, at least for scoring.
Absolutely. No, that was a knockdown. That wasn't a trip. That wasn't a push. That was getting kicked in the face and losing your balance.
He did, but I was just trying to see if he touched, if his hand touched the ground, or if he got knocked back, it wouldn't necessarily be a knockdown. But if his hand touched the canvas as part of that, then it would be a knockdown. Let's take a look again.
Yeah, that hand goes down. And again, in mixed martial arts, the scoring is not the same as boxing, where there's a technical knock. There's an actual knockdown. You get a 10-8 round of that, and it's not that mathematical. It's more abstract. But like we're talking about, very little happened in that round other than the knockdown. Very little happened in that whole fight, really, other than the two knockdowns. Once in the first, once in the third, by Culley.
Yeah, the explosive moments owned by Culley in this fight. And when you get a chance, go to BammaUSA.com for clips and photos and videos from previous bouts, news about upcoming ones, interviews with the fighters leading up to the fights. Really a well set up promotion leading into each event. Again, shout out FightMeClothing.com. Steve Romero in the house. Does a lot for charity, does a lot for combat sports.
Big John McCarthy scores the fight 29-28. Your winner by unanimous decision, Chris, the Urban Legend, Culley!
And just like that, the revitalized career of Steve Magdaleno's 3 KO streak comes to a screeching halt by Chris, the Urban Legend Culley, who now advances to 16-10. Just savvy counter-striking by Culley, just enough of it. Not enough.
Keep it going for
Magdaleno's
both fighters,
unable to gather up offense.
Co-main event, let them both hear it.